In this video, we'll walk you through our digital brain template designed for Notion. Digital brain is an all-in-one system formulated to centralize your life in one place. This includes your tasks, projects, notes, and everything in between, all consolidated and interconnected seamlessly within Notion. Inspired by Tiago Forte's Para methodology, our approach on it stands out for its simplicity and efficiency, so that you get to spend your time on actually getting things done rather than on figuring out the system. So fundamentally, here's how our overall system works. We have 6 main databases. Notes, resources, and folders can be categorized in our knowledge base, and tasks, projects, and areas can be categorized under project management. Notes and resources can also be linked to all other databases, making it extremely easy to find them at the right moment. And once items from any of these 6 databases are complete or no longer required, they can simply be archived for future access. So let's now dive into project management to take a closer look at how things work. Here, at the highest level, we have our areas, which we can also call areas of life. So these are the broad categories of things that are mostly continuous within your life and generally do not have a set timeline. For example, these could be your health, finances, traveling, work, or your school and college. You can simply create a new area in the areas section like this and customize the title and image based on your liking. And once a certain area is no longer active, for example, your school or college ended, you can simply archive it by opening the area and clicking on the archive button. So next up, you have your projects. Think of projects as outcomes that you have actively committed on achieving. Projects generally require multiple working sessions to complete and have a timeline or a deadline associated with them. For example, planning a trip for the year could be considered as a project that can come under the area of traveling, as it requires multiple days to execute. So you create a new project simply by clicking on the new project button like this, which will initially create it in a draft state. But once you've added the title and timeline of the project, you can click on the Publish button to move it to the Active tab. From here, you can manage all your active projects and update their statuses by simply dragging and dropping them to the appropriate section. And once you're done with the project, you can easily archive it by clicking on the Archive button over here. You can also view your projects in a timeline view by clicking on the Calendar tab. One thing I like about this view is how easily you can adjust the timelines of your project by simply dragging and dropping. And since your project and area databases are interconnected, once I update the status of a project, the progress for its linked area will automatically update in the Areas section as well. Next up, you have your tasks. These are the actionable things that you need to get done on a daily basis. Each task is associated to a project and has a deadline. The database functionality for tasks is quite similar to projects. You create a new task from the New Task button, which adds tasks to drafts, and then publish it after adding a title and deadline to it. Once published, it will appear in the Active tab, from where you can view all your tasks relative to today's date. From the Calendar tab here, you can also get a bird's eye view of all your tasks in a given week. You can also easily move around your active tasks between dates from here to intuitively manage them. And just like how project status determined the progress of its area, tasks determine the progress of the projects that they tied into. So if I mark this task complete, the progress bar on its associated project will reflect that as well. You also have the ability to further break down tasks by creating subtasks. These can simply be created by adding a new task under an existing one by clicking on this toggle. Subtasks help if you have a checklist of items that need to get done to complete a single task. So this essentially covers our entire project management process. Now if we move on to our knowledge base section, this is where we keep our notes, resources and folders. You can simply create a new note by clicking on the new note button, and then you can add your content and add it to a folder. If you want to save it for future, you can also star it by clicking on the starred checkmark here and access these from the starred tab. Resources work exactly in the same manner. You just have the additional optionality of adding links and files in this database to reference them later on. You can either add these links manually or use Notion's Web Clipper tool to add these in a much more efficient manner. The Web Clipper tool can be added to the browser of your choice. It allows you to save any web link at a click of a button while you're browsing online. As an example, if I want to save this page, I can simply click on this Web Clipper extension that I've installed and add it to the resource database like this. I can then find it in my Recents tab with the title and link automatically attached along with the content of the page. Both notes and resources can be added to folders. These can be accessed either from the Folders tab down here or within the Notes and Resources databases from the Folders tab. Now all of these 6 databases can be archived as well. You simply go to the archived section at the bottom and using these tabs access the database archives that you're looking for. If you want, you can also unarchive items to take them back to a previous state. Simply click on the draft or active button here and the item will automatically move out of archives into the respective state. Just to point out, while all views are pretty similar to each other, the view for tasks is slightly different as it includes completed items in archives as well. This is designed this way as all tasks automatically move into archives once they are complete. Now that we've covered all our databases, we'll move to the top part of the system. So the first thing you see here is your shortcuts. You can easily create new notes, resources, tasks and projects directly from here using any device. Right below this you have your welcome and alerts section. Seeing your name right in the front adds a touch of personalization, and the alert section right next to it is truly a game changer when it comes to getting a quick glance on all the important things relevant to your day-to-day activity. So for example, if I published a task without a due date, I'll get an automatic alert prompting me to fix this issue. I can then simply click on the alert and resolve it directly from here. And once that's done, the alert will automatically disappear. In total, we have 8 different alert types, which brings to your attention all important things at the right time so that your work is not impacted. And right below this, we have our task manager. This just gives you a quick glance on the most actionable items on your digital brain. You can prioritize and simply move your tasks around based on their statuses. And once the day ends, all the completed tasks automatically disappear from this view and move into your archives. In the tabs next to this, you can also view your draft tasks and draft projects to fill out the relevant information required to publish them. So that essentially covers all the basics for our digital brain. Feel free to customize this further based on your needs. We hope you really enjoy using this system.